Hello and welcome to our community outreach. With us today we have individuals from the Westby Norse Fund.
I'm Rod Olson.
I'm Cedric Beam.
And I'm Craig Johnson.
Can you guys tell us a little bit about what the Norse Fund does and what it's all about?
Well, the Norse Fund is basically a foundation, the tax-exempt foundation that provides or receives donations to help provide scholarships for graduating seniors from the Westby area high school. And with that, it involves gathering the funds and obviously presenting them to the deserving recipients. Craig, do you want to mention a little bit about how the Norse Fund was started?
Sure. We're actually entering the 30th year of the Norse Fund. The idea of forming a scholarship foundation first came about in summer, fall of 1987. The first graduating class to receive scholarships was the class of 1988, and every class since then has received scholarship funding. In 2000, or in that first year, 4 scholarships were given for a total of $2,500. In 2016, 52 scholarships were awarded, totaling over $78,000. So it's a pretty special success story, how it's grown over the years.
Can you talk a little bit about how people can donate to the Norse Fund?
We get a lot of donations just from, unfortunately from memorials and whatnot. But then there are certain people that are alumni that will direct their, some donations in various amounts to us. Sometimes at $20 a time, and sometimes thousands of dollars at a time. And out of that, many times the smaller donations, whether it be a memorial or in some sort of honorarium of an anniversary or a class reunion or something, funds will come in and they'll go into our general funds, in which we have some scholarships of our own, but then other people with larger quantities of money might donate and endow a scholarship. So there's something perpetually going on for years to years. And the amount of the scholarship is really just based on, how big a donation it was. A couple $100 scholarship doesn't endow, but many thousands does.
But basically 4 different ways that the money comes in and how we channel it into the Norse Fund. One is kind of, the general donations, which are usually the smaller amounts. And then, so that's where anybody donates it, and whether it's $1 or $5 or any amount can go into the general fund. And then there's which we call the unrestricted. And then we have the more restricted ones, which channel into the ones where there's a set amount that is donated and then is given out over several years. That's called the time restricted. And then we have the ongoing ones where things can be long-term, so it's a bigger principal that's donated, and then it's based on whatever the interest rate that is set currently by the board, so that the interest only is what's given out as a scholarship. So it's perpetual. In other words, it keeps going on for indefinitely, I would think, for the most part. And then there's the other one that's kind of a flow-through, where some people have said, we want to donate and we want to give so much each year, but we will hold the funds and pass them through the Norse Fund. Therefore, to generate the tax deductible status, because anything coming through the Norse Fund is channeled thus through the foundation, which is a tax exempt charitable organization. So as a result, if they just gave that scholarship without going through the Norse Fund, then it may or may not be tax deductible.
What types of scholarships are there?
Basically, the Norse Fund tries to give scholarships at least to the top 10% of the class. It's kind of the way one of the earlier goals of the Norse Fund was. And that, of course, depended on the size of the class, whether it's 70 or 100 students in the graduating class. And so that was one of their early goals. We have since bypassed that, we've been able to do that. But now a lot of the donors, not a lot, but maybe a number of the donors have designated what they want the scholarships for, is whether they go to the University of Wisconsin, or whether it should, maybe they want to have it into the field of nursing, or some kind of healthcare, or something like that. So we don't control all that. The donors sometimes control to where those scholarships might go. It's a great opportunity, but you have to show initiative to be able to receive it.
You gotta work for it.
The board members of the Norse Fund, we don't choose the recipients of the scholarships. We manage the business affairs of the foundation. Just wanted to mention that as well.
Is there anything else that you would like to add or that you really want people to know about the Norse Fund?
You know, I think it's evolved over the years, and in how we, in how we kind of do business, and rules have changed, so we've had to modernize things on, as far as being a good fiduciary to the funds that are donated to us. So that's that's a primary role of ours. But along with that, as in 1988, there wasn't a lot of social media or any websites, so we've had to evolve through them. So I think it's part of our goal is first and foremost to manage a great fund where we can keep this going on forever and ever, long past the days that I'm here or any of us are here. So that's very important. But then also to keep current so that people know that we're around. So we're getting into social media. We've had a website, but we're in the process of redoing a new website now, which is going to be, I think, pretty nice. But we want to try to make it a little bit of not so much just facts and things about us, but an interactive type of thing where it's a tool to use for people wanting to donate. Maybe where they alumni can maybe have just a little bit of their own little place where they can give updates on where they're at, or things in their life. Because what we want to do is we as you two leave here, we want. We'd like you to come back to the community, be part of the community and work and stuff here. But if you do go out, you become successful and whatnot, I think it'd be great if you remember where you came from, what maybe helped you get through that, maybe that little financial hurdle in college, and come and share some back to, other people's kids in the same situations you are. So we're doing a Throwback Thursday on Facebook. And so every once in a while you go on Thursday and say, whoa, it's like, yeah, I missed my year. I'm not on it this time, but I remember those people, and we get quite a few comments back on that. So it's not a one-of-a-kind type of foundation, but I think it's, I think it's probably one of the more successful ones, at least in the area. Yeah. I think, we're the ones here, but there are more board members, and I think they need to be, recognized too. It's pretty good effort on everybody's part, to do this. So
basically, there's 9 that are on the board right now, and plus the school principal, which is Carl Stoker, and the guidance counselor, which is Christy Tainter.
Thank you guys for coming.
Sure.
And we want to thank you for tuning in to our community outreach.